car spinning out back here in turn 2.
A long looping spin down to the track apron. Larry Foyt is the driver, and caution is out. Who'll lead the second lap? Biffle.
No, that's Nemechek.
Excuse me, Nemechek.
He come flying up. He got him 3 wide off a 2 over there and took the lead.
So caution out at lap 2 for Larry Foyt's spin down in turn 2.
I was looking over that way. I think he just spun the car out, and that's probably a product of some of that track conditions being a little different than what he had yesterday.
Now you'll see Foyt come into the picture here.
Yeah, he's pretty much all by his, I don't believe he got any contact from anybody. I believe he just lost the car.
I said spin, Darrell, but did he actually spin it?
Well, about a half a spin.
It looks like he just lost it on his own right there. And you know, he's up in that second groove. We just had seen Kevin Harvick in the 2 car. Right now, that second groove, it don't have a lot of rubber in it. Maybe don't have the grip at the bottom of the racetrack has.
Yeah, if you're just a little bit loose, you're going to spin out.
Kenny Wallace.
Oh, go to the bottom and stay.
Kenny Wallace takes evasive action. We're under the first caution of the day. You're watching NASCAR on FX.
Backed out a little early and let Kenseth have the line. Got trouble off the corner here, guys.
One car spin.
Randy looks around.
Toward the infield, back on the racetrack, and everybody bunches up and gets by okay.
Wow. That was a great job of saving the car after it went around, as well as not getting into anybody. He held the brakes just right. He held the brakes. He brought her around, and when it was time, he released the brakes, and he drove away.
Brad Teague has taken Jimmy Means' car to the garage as Randy LaJoie has a wild ride.
Well, we've seen 2 spinouts here early on, and with no harm done so far, both of them made pretty good saves.
This is quite a save LaJoie makes here. Watching the lower left.
Yeah, he was up alongside of P.J. Jones there, and I think it just kind of pulled him around, Larry. Somebody probably a little loose off of 4 there, and it just pulled him around. But now watch this great job of hanging on, and right when he needs to let the brake off, release the brake, forward he goes.
Ooh, that was close. Blaze Alexander in the 8 car.
Yeah, he had to get down to the inside. Look at all the traffic behind him that's about to stack up here.
Wasn't sure whether to go low or high. That was close.
It was.
Second caution of the day. The first for Larry Foyt, the second for Randy LaJoie. Joe Nemechek remains our leader. You're watching the NASCAR Busch Series on FX.
Some air pressure up, and I understand we have trouble.
Turn 4, a car has apparently cut down a tire and spun. That's the number 16 of David Starr.
Yeah, the tire's rolling down the racetrack. There you go.
That's the actual tread of the tire.
And boy, that's a dreaded thing to see for all the now everybody's going to
tread and belt of the tire.
It is, and now everybody's going to be running around in the pits wanting to know what happened and why that happened. Is that something we're going to have to look at all day long here?
Third caution of the day comes out of lap 18. Now, he had just pitted on lap 12 during that last caution.
Yeah, some of the guys at the back of the field did, and I'm not sure if they took tires or not. I think that most of them just topped up.
But normally when you have a tire tear up like that, it would be a lot later in a run than what we've run here. We've run 18 laps, but about half those laps has been under caution.
But we've got a different tire than we've had here in the past, and so it's always a concern when there haven't been any long green flag runs made. Everybody's going to want to know what happened to that tire.
Well, his pits will be a very busy place here.
Yes, sir.
So David Starr, who hails from Justin, Texas, just about 10 miles from Texas Motor Speedway, gets back on track.
That's odd to see that like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like the tread came off of the casing.
We'll pick up a little bit of debris here. What about the leaders, Larry?
I'm going to stay out. I've only run me about 8 or 9 laps, so I'm going to stay out.
I'm with you, Larry. I ain't coming in. My radio ain't working too good right now.
Pits are open if anybody wishes to stop. That flagman is at the inside of turn number 4. The leaders stay out, so we will take a pit stop here on FX. Joe Nemechek leads Kevin Harvick, Greg Biffle, Ryan Newman, and Todd Bodine. This is NASCAR on FX. Track. Parker had run out of gas. They were 3 wide behind him, and the car shooting through the middle piled into Parker. Ashton Lewis. The speed differential, Darrell, between those cars was at least 70 or so miles per hour.
Well, just like we saw last week when Matt Kenseth just pumped it a little bit off the corner and Biffle got into the back. I mean, imagine what happens when you run out of fuel and just stop. Here's Parker up here, and you can see he's slowing down. He's trying to get down to the inside, and he just pulled right down in front of Ashton Lewis. And here comes
Tim Fedewa.
Tim Fedewa. He has nowhere to go. I'm sure when the car ran out of gas, Hank Parker tried to get down out of the way, knowing that he was going to be in harm's way, and he just drove right down in front of those cars behind him. That's a big hit. One's running wide open, the other's trying to get out of the way and slowing down. Most of these cars are just the way they're made. They don't give you much warning, do they, Larry? They just run out of fuel and they quit. Nothing that Ashton Lewis could do. Parker just ran out of fuel and was trying to get down out of the groove, and here these cats come, and the spotter couldn't even warn him quick enough. Looks like everybody's okay.
And Darrell Ashton had quite a run coming through turn 2 underneath Tim Fedewa. He was going to, but he couldn't quite clear Fedewa before he got to this car out of fuel.
This is a 66 car that got caught up in the mess and into the outside of a training wall. So all these cars are badly damaged. Everybody's fine. Everybody's out walking around. I'm sure somebody's saying, hey, what happened anyway?
That was Hank Parker, who stretched that fuel mileage just 1 lap too far.
The pickups in these fuel cells are so that when they'll run until there's no fuel left in them, and when they run out, they just quit all at once.
Tim Fedewa was an innocent victim. Pulls that car back behind the wall, and pit road is open, and here comes our leader, and just our leader.
I believe everybody else will be.
The rest of them,
the other cars are a lap down.
They haven't caught up yet. Yeah, here comes Todd back there. The rest of them are coming with him. See, the set of tires that got up under green don't count against the 3 sets. So they come in, they still got 2 more sets to use.
There's our triple split of the 3 leaders pitting. Let's start with Matt.
Todd Bodine already in his pit stop. They are now just fine-tuning the 00 of Todd Bodine. A half a pound of air pressure out of the right front, a half a pound in the right rear to Steve Burns. Michael Waltrip making an air pressure adjustment as well. They're going backwards from the way they went last time. Half a pound out of the right front, half a pound out of the right rear as well. Let's go to Dick Berggren.
Joe Nemechek is in the pit, as well as Kevin Harvick. It is Harvick who has the greatest amount of problem. He ran over debris on the backstretch, picked up a flat tire as a result of that debris. Right now they've got a tire loose on pit road. Crew member grabs it around to the left side. Pandemonium down here on pit road. Nemechek first one away. Wow.
Harvick gets away, and you see Biffle couldn't quite get all the way in there, the way the cars were lined up along the lane. There's Biffle's car.
Yeah, Biffle's, he's not, I don't know if he's out of the box or not. His right rear tire was out of the box.
The right rear, it was actually, I think, on the line, and if it's on the line, you're okay. The right rear is the only one that can be that way, though.
I like Dick's explanation. Pandemonium. That's what it feels like.
Hank Parker's car is pancake-demonium. As we'll go to break under caution at lap 84. And there's the reason why. We'll be right back to Atlanta. You're watching NASCAR on FX. Race car to show for it. After pit stops, Michael Waltrip, Todd Bodine, Joe Nemechek. We showed you Greg Biffle.
There's nowhere for Tim Sauter in the 61 to go, and as they slide down off the banking, just nowhere for Elton Sawyer. What a hit.
And let me tell you, that 61 car, Tim Sauter's lucky that wasn't in the driver's door. It was just behind the driver's door, and that was a blessing.
Once again, the whole problem, the 11 car, Marty Houston, got those left side tires below the white line on the apron, shot him up the racetrack and spun him.
Second week in a row that Marty Houston has had a single car sprint to bring out a caution. Here is Joe Nemechek, your leader. In the pits, so is Michael Waltrip. completes his service and gets out. Nemechek's away. Jeff Green in the 10. Greg Biffle in the 60.
That's a happy bunch of guys. That's a great stop.
We did note that Elton Sawyer was wearing the HANDS device, the head and neck support that the driver wears as a yoke over his shoulders, under his shoulder harness, and the helmet attaches to that. Now there's Marty Houston walking away. Jeff?
I'm telling you right now, that HANDS device right there may have been the one thing that just saved Elton Sawyer a trip to the hospital today, guys, because we talked about it since Daytona, how that device right there can keep your head from snapping forward, and that right there was one whale of a hit that he just took.
Rescue workers talking with Tim Sauter, who, from what we see, is still inside his car, and there is the remains of the front end of Elton Sawyer's machine. So a hard crash in turn 2 that started with a spin by Marty Houston. Activity continues on pit road. 105 laps complete in the Aaron's 312. Out on the racetrack. Now watch first what happened to Biffle.
It's up off turn 2. Just
see his hands. See his hands are going down to the right. Yeehaw. I'd say his tires are worn out. I'd say that's probably a product of worn out tires. Same thing here with Michael. Michael's up, way up there against the wall. I mean, literally up against it. Whoa. He pancaked it. I'd be surprised that didn't do a little more damage than just bend sheet metal on his car.
But he rode it off the wall and brought it around to pit road.
Well, it was time for a stop, so you know, it didn't really throw him out of sequence that much, but did a lot of damage.
Here's what happened to Todd.
It's down in the middle of turn 3 and 4. Got up there in that gray stuff. Right side tires up there. Just run out of racetrack there.
The back end just got a little bit loose. Same thing happened to Biffle. Got a little loose getting into 3. Got him up the track, and you can see how dirty it is up there.
From the Aaron's camera on board Michael Waltrip.
And I'm sure he's working real hard, driving down in there real hard, trying to hold Michael off, and just got in there a little too hard on the last lap. Gets up high, gets up in that loose stuff, back end comes around, slides into the wall, tries to pull it down off of there. Here he goes.
So Michael takes over 3rd on the final lap, and before they got to the flag, Jeff Green got 4th. Todd Bodine finishes 5th, and there's a thumbs up from Greg Biffle to Joe Nemechek.
Harvick, Jimmy Johnson, great job for those guys. McLaughlin.
There's a pancake side.
All the cars behind the winner have those. Michael, 00, Biffle.
Jeff Purvis, a good finish in 6th. Jason Keller, 7th.
I'm telling you, look like they've been running on a short track.
And a top 10 for Tony Raines.
And the winner drives into victory circle unscathed.
How about that?
Winners always do, seem like. Look at that windshield. Golly, you can hardly see out of that thing.
Well, that's the best birthday present a mother could want, especially one who's as avid a race fan as Martha Nemechek. Her son Joe makes it to victory lane.
A very deserving family. It's a family affair right there. Mom, dad, wife. Look at the, can you see the windshield? I'm going to stand up here. The windshield is incredible.
Acknowledges his crew. Matt's with him.
For the first time in almost a year, Joe Nemechek gets a hug from crew chief Brian Patty. You made it back to victory lane. Congratulations. A big birthday for your mom.
Oh, yes. I got to say happy birthday to Mom. How about that Chevrolet Monte Carlo? That thing's awesome all day long. You know, we thought we were going to have a shot at sitting on the pole, and we ended up 3rd. And, you know, the track changed during the day. We got to practice yesterday under cloudy conditions. And today, the set before this last set of tires, the track seemed like it tightened right up. Told Brian, I said, we got to loosen it up. He loosened it up there, and that last set of tires was awesome. You know, I got to thank Cellular One, Nortel Networks, Kleenex, all the folks, especially Ed Evans. You couldn't make it, but his wife's fixing to have a baby anytime, so it was a good day for us.
Did you question the short pitting call by Brian?
No, I've learned I don't question I just tell him what's going on, and you know, if we end up losing a race by short pitting one day, you know, so be it. You know, we end up winning one today. You know, I thought I got my hats off to Greg Biffle. He did a heck of a job. We got a lead on him, and I know he was coming, and he had to push his stuff as hard as he could go because I was running mine as hard as I could, and I guess he just ran out of room there. But what a great day.
Congratulations. Joe Nemechek picks up his 10th career win. Mike?
Family celebration in victory lane for the Nemecheks. And we'll get a word with runner-up Greg Biffle when we come back with more NASCAR on FX. Joe Nemechek has won the Aaron's 312 and escapes Atlanta with one of the very few cars that are unscathed. Have a look at the right side of Todd Bodine's 5th place finishing car, the Buckshot team. 3rd place, Michael Waltrip's right side. 2nd place, Greg Biffle's right side. Did we just finish Atlanta, or have we been at Darlington?
I don't know, but these guys all need training wheels. You know what? They need some little Nerf bars on the side of their car.
You see Biffle just getting loose down in turn 3 up against that wall.
We'll be at Darlington next week, not this week, Steve Burns.
Yeah, well, let's talk to Greg Biffle about that, Mike. Greg, see a lot of damage to the right side of the car. Tell us about the close of the race.
Well, I'll tell you what, the guys gave me a great car today. The Granger Ford Taurus was just awesome. But I really feel bad for the guys. They worked real hard the last couple weeks, and 15 laps to go, I was giving it all it's worth. You know, I was driving it, and that's what it was going to take to catch Nemechek. And I was going into turn 3 there, just got a little bit high, just getting greedy with 15 to go, and got in the fuzz and got away from me. And I thought I was going to wreck big. I did wreck big, but I was able to keep going. And I'll tell you what, the engine run really strong today. Chose the wrong gear last week at Vegas, and today the thing ran really good. And, you know, I just wish we could have gotten victory lane. I feel real bad for the guys.
Well, guys, Greg Biffle did a fantastic job hanging on because the air is leaking from that right front tire.
Wow. High marks for Biffle, who has a 3rd and 2 seconds in his last 3 races. We'll talk to our 3rd place finisher, Michael Waltrip, when we come back with more NASCAR on FX.